Hi everyone, welcome again to a new video regarding our constitutional law course. In the heart of a bustling city, under the grand dome of the Supreme Court, a pivotal legal battle unfolded that would echo through the annals of history, annals versus Chadha. In 1983, in a landmark decision by the US Supreme Court that addressed the constitutionality of the legislative veto, Jagdish Rai Chadha, a Kenyan citizen, overstayed his student visa in the United States and faced deportation. The Immigration and Naturalization Service, INS, initially suspended his deportation, but the House of Representatives exercised a Van House veto to override this decision. Chadha challenged the constitutionality of this legislative action, arguing that it violated the separation of powers and the bicameral legislative process outlined in the US Constitution. In the grand courtroom, the stage was set for a dramatic confrontation. On one side, the executive branch stood firm, arguing for the sanctity of the constitutional checks and balances. On the other, Congress championed its oversight power, claiming a tradition of legislative action. As the justices deliberated, the essence of democracy hung in the balance. The majority opinion delivered by the court emphasized the importance of adhering to the Constitution's structural requirements. The court argued that the legislative veto violated the presentment clause, which mandates that any legislative action must go through a specific process involved both Congress and the President. This decision was rooted in the belief that the separation of powers is fundamental to a functioning democracy. Supreme Court's opinion in INS versus Chadha. 1. Unconstitutionality of the One House veto. The court ruled that the One House veto provision in the Immigration and Nationality Act violated the Constitution. It bypassed the bicameral legislative process and the requirement for presentment to the President as outlined in Article 1. 2. Separation of powers. The decision emphasized the importance of maintaining the separation of powers. Congress cannot unilaterally override executive decisions without adhering to constitutional procedures. 3. Impact on legislative authority. The ruling invalidated the legislative veto mechanisms, affecting numerous statutes that relied on similar provisions, reinforcing the need for proper legislative processes. On the other side, the dissenting justices passionately argued that 1. The legislative veto was a necessary tool for Congress to exercise oversight over the executive branch. 2. They believed that Congress had a tradition of using such mechanisms to check the power of the executive, and that this practice did not violate the Constitution. 3. The dissenters saw the legislative veto as a crucial check on executive power, ensuring accountability and transparency. In the end, the Supreme Court ruled in Chadha's favor, declaring the One House veto unconstitutional and reinforcing the principles of bicameralism and presentment. Therefore, the court's ruling reinforced the core tenet of checks and balances. You may remember our checks and balances topic from our previous video, ensuring that no branch of government could overreach its bounds. So, in this case, the battle in the courtroom was a testament to the enduring spirit of constitutional governance, a reminder that the balance of power is essential to democracy, which we may continue discussing in our constitutional law course. So please keep watching our videos and don't forget to comment, subscribe, and share.